man. Oh, well.
Oh my God, there's an option to use part of your refund to buy a U.S. savings bond.
Yeah. People still buy those.
Really?
Yes.
Is it worth anything?
Lots of people buy U.S. savings bonds. Or treasury bonds.
Here's a question. Oh, I guess the.
So hold on, tell me about it in a minute. I'm just gonna report back here to live stream what just happened over the past 8 hours, which was me substitute teaching for a room full of 10-year-olds, and um, I felt apprehensive about turning on this stream because they squeezed every last bit of energy out of me. They were very masterful. They were very masterful at doing this. And it's a weird situation because I do actually really enjoy the work, and at the same time, it's highly stressful, um, as anybody else can imagine. Are you still working on your tax return?
Well,
What are you
I'm
doing?
trying to. Yes. I'm putting in my. I have to put my. I'm
What do
gonna
you
walk by.
What are you doing?
I'm getting my money.
Why don't you take a shower,
Yeah,
then finish getting your
I'm
money?
gonna enter my driver's license issue date so that I can verify my identity, so I can be done with this.
Okay. Cool. So I just feel it's important to offer my explanation for why there's yet another afternoon in which I basically am not doing a whole lot. I have a sandwich here. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it because 10-year-olds just wore me down in this incredible guerrilla war of attrition, that which I did not win. No joke, the principal of the school had to come in the room a couple of times. And I was at this school before, and I was told, at the beginning of the day, that Mr. Ware, this is literally the worst class in the entire school. So do not think of them as like a representation of the K-5 experience by any means. And then I walk into this class of fifth graders, and I'm later told, Mr. Ware, we feel like you kind of got a double whammy here because this is the second worst class in the school. um, and I feel like I'm getting the hang of it, and basically even if you and they were really clear over and over again, no, it's not your fault, do not blame yourself, as I was in the staff room, the other teachers were really clear, the entire time, I was and you have no other choice but to be completely focused and to be completely present, not only on teaching the kids and actually staying on task with what you're trying to teach them in that particular part of the day, but you have to be completely focused on the behavior, the emotional state of the students, and be direct and confront it. And if you don't, chaos breaks out immediately. You're immediately punished if you're in any way, shape, or form not present or relaxed, it relaxed in a bad way, then the classroom turns into chaos. And so unless they're doing like silent reading, by themselves, and the class has been well set like for that. So anyway, that's just me sharing my data points for today. I could share that while I was driving to school this morning, that I thought about like the possibilities and like my interest in, like, I honestly like don't really like this format of like, a tablet sitting in front of me that's like, if anything, I would really prefer this live streaming situation to be like from my first person perspective, like from my eyeball. Because that's the reality of, this perspective in particular, right? And I thought a lot about the possibilities of like, and I would if I could, like, share all the data points of even like my muscular movements and stuff, and breathing rate and heart rate and hi. You want to watch Lord of the Rings tonight?
Huh?
You want to watch Lord of the Rings tonight?
Potentially, depending on what the basketball situation is.
Oh, who are they playing?
I don't know. I don't even know if they're playing.
Oh.
But if they're playing, I want to watch it.
Okay.
But if they're not playing, I want to watch the Red Wings.
Okay.
We can just watch the fish.
Or we can just watch the fish for 3 hours.
I mean, we did watch the marathon row.
We can watch the marathon. I wouldn't be opposed to watching CrossFit either.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch the obstacle course or the chaos event.
I thought we already watched both of those.
No. The obstacle course was in...
I watched the chaos event by myself.
Oh, recently?
Yeah.
Where they didn't know what...
Like literally the other night when we were watching CrossFit videos.
Oh.
Separately in separate rooms.
Yeah. That's the one I would prefer to watch. We already watched that. I don't even know if there was an obstacle. I'm sure there was an obstacle course one. Maybe it was.
There was. I think I watched that too.
Oh.
Well.
Gosh.
I saw it with you, but where Vilner fell flat on his face.
Yeah, no.
It's a really ugly fall. It's a very like the man like makes so many mistakes that like you think he's just a bumbling buffoon who's just really strong and fast.
What I ended up doing then is...
But he's not. Apparently he's super smart about like physical
So
science.
what I then started watching afterwards is I watched a recent interview with him. It was fascinating just to hear, like, what's his face? Fraser quit working or school or whatever he was doing just to train full time. This asshole is like in school full time and training full time.
Patrick Vilner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be a chiropractor.
Okay.
And yeah, just the fact that it's like he literally was like, well, at this point, like I don't necessarily have to go to every lecture, so I'll study for 3 hours, then train for 3 hours, and study for 3 hours, and train for 3
Wow.
hours. That actually seems like a pretty decent way to do it, you know? Because you can't stay focused for that long, for 8 hours a day on studying.
Right.
And actually be productive.
Right.
No training.
I mean, I guess I just respect the fact that the guy is still trying to be a chiropractor, even though he could totally just open a gym and probably make tons of money. Like,
well, I guess
he could just move to Chicago and probably start making $400,000 a year with a gym. Like,
he originally wanted to go to medical school and be a doctor, like a regular doctor. But then did some like.
But they wouldn't let him because he's a klutz.
No, did some like pre-med program and didn't really like it.
Oh, okay.
But still wanted to be kind of, you know. But he did competitive gymnastics.
Oh, okay.
Until he was like 20 or something.
How old is he now?
I don't know. But he's been through undergrad and then a post-secondary or post.
Oh my God, he's not younger than us, is he? I guess he must be.
He's younger by like a year or two, or our age, something like that.
Okay.
It's not by much. His brother is also a gymnast and is a trapeze guy for Cirque du Soleil.
When he fell off of the rope climb over thing,
Yeah.
and it's like a rope wall and then a log that he like fell off from the top of. It was pretty amazing to watch the look on his face as the doctors for he had to hold up his arms and they were like checking his like ribs and like making sure his internal organs haven't been damaged in some way.
He was saying that it's like with all of these like these initial, because it ends up being on like the first like event or two that he just like fucks up and comes in like last place or something.
Oh, Jesus.
And he said that basically each time it's just like a mental fuck up. That like with the run,
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It really just seemed like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that basically he just gets really excited. This is literally what he said. I just get really excited because I guess like the run, like 1 year he came in like, you know, last on the run and the swim or whatever, and so he trained on that, and then the next year also came in like almost dead last on it because he started off way too high because he's like, yeah, I've been working on this, like I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so that most of those are just him just getting really too excited and, you know, losing sight of what he's doing.
So he's blonde and he behaves like a Labrador Retriever.
I mean, he is from Canada.
He's from Canada.
Labradors in Canada.
Oh, Labradors are from Canada? I don't know anything about dogs. I just know things about this dog. That's it. That's all I know about dogs is this dog.
That's really funny. Speaking of chiropractic, I went to the chiropractor this morning.
Yes.
And my hips were half an inch misaligned. So like I was legitimately having hip issues.
Well.
And he got me all back in and kept trying to then crack like my back up here between my shoulders. Tried 3 times before he got it, and it was really funny because he kept getting, after the first one didn't work, he started getting really frustrated. Like, okay, let's do this. And so I ended up getting 2 really good cracks that just helped like open everything up because it had just gotten really tight. And then got a couple more really good ones on the foam roller at the gym. So I'm feeling a lot better.
Good. I'm hearing from you that you went to a chiropractor and that your hip was misaligned by a half an inch, but that they addressed it. And
speaking of this, I also spoke with my mother.
Yes.
And I did that with her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't do it like going through everything that she was saying, but I would then kind of do some talk back, being like, I'm hearing that you're feeling this because of blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it helped, but like the conversation was actually positive. It helped me feel like I guess it helped more with me in terms of actually like getting upset with what she was saying. When I didn't agree with it, I was able to be like, okay, this is what you're feeling. Like I'm acknowledging that.
Right.
So, but I guess she didn't get that. Stupid sister. Like, Galen, last weekend, I had told Galen, I'm like, I'm just trying to set up some healthy boundaries with mom, and she just doesn't get it. And then what does Galen do? She goes off and tells mom about it. Because, like, halfway through the conversation, or like 3/4 of the way through the conversation, mom goes, so I was talking to Galen, and she was saying something about healthy boundaries that you're trying to do. And I was like, God damn it. And, but yeah, then we ended up talking about it, though. And she didn't get that that's what I had been trying to do. Even though I told her that over the summer.
Yeah, even though, like, I think you actually used that word with her. Like,
I
yeah.
definitely have.
Yeah.
But, so it was good, because she was like, well, you know, I didn't realize that, and, like, you know, I felt really, like, distant from you. And I'm like, well, it's just because I, like, was feeling like I was telling you everything, and I don't need to do that. So I'm trying to just, like, deal with shit by myself.
And repeat yourself over and over again. Like, yeah.
So, you know, we'll see. She seemed happy with the conversation.
Well, that's great. And the people involved with Empathy Circle are clear that because they practice it, they notice that even for themselves, how when they're out of practice, even by a bit, that like bad habits creep in.
Yeah.
And so like it really does take time and doing it consistently, like in order for real results to happen. But outside of that, like it it can just lead to a well structured and civil conversation, which just sounds like what you experience, and but then beyond that, I think just it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah. Definitely feeling silly. TransparentZak silliness.
Were like this.
What if they were like that?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What if they were like that?
Like all like.
What if you had deformed breasts? Like, would I still love you and be with you?
I mean, basically. Or what if they were like uneven?
This is a trick question. I hear you asking me the question. What? Would you still love me? Yeah.
It was not a real question.
God damn it. See, Tiara's the first one to learn how to troll me during the live stream.
It was really
She's
interesting. It was really interesting to watch you squirm on that. I really enjoyed it. Kind of got like this look of like confused panic.
Yeah. Everybody else just got to see. It's now part of the public record. And and so be it. I mean, that would be the wonderful thing, right? Like, if not just you, but if other people learn how to troll me in positive ways, and yes, inspiring confused panic, but of course, eventually that confused panic will transmute into a prevailing primordial confidence that will navigate. You don't like me using Chung Yum's terms?
What?
You don't like me using Chung Yum's terminology? Yeah, she's good in her shower. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Gotta plug this in. Do that. Do this. What's wrong?
Hey, babe.
What?
The light turned off.
You could fix that.
Can you turn it back on?
Oh man.
Can you turn it back on?
Okay, I am. Okay, I'm doing it.
I didn't think that would actually work. Thanks, babe.
I was gonna sabotage this for you right now.
Oh no! At least close the door.
This is how I would punish the 10-year-old in this situation.
What?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's cold.
That's not my problem.
I'm gonna freeze now.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Close the door.
Come, go close the door.
Babe, I can't even open it now.
She thinks I'm playing. But I've just been tormented by 10-year-olds for 6-7 hours. My patience is very thin. So, mother's text back.
Oh dear.
What?
I said, oh dear.
So I think you're fine. It's just
Yeah, no, I know.
yeah. Okay, so mother's text back is, I never condone threats, but considering that you two haven't talked since he was in California, maybe he was just trying to stick up for you and reestablish a connection.
So you're condoning a threat.
So you're condoning a threat instead. Yeah, okay. Like, and she just glosses, she just goes over that I said, well, he's also been blowing up my phone, even though I asked Dad to pass on that I'm still not comfortable with talking to him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you just totally disregarded that. That's not important.
That you're uncomfortable.
What's important is that it's valid for Xander to try to reestablish a connection, even if it means behaving in a totally inappropriate way that would not make me feel safe about connecting with him. Like, so why? How does this then turn back around on me instead of doing what you're supposed to do with anyone?
Yeah.
Which is to reliably enforce healthy boundaries.
Say that then.
Yeah, I wrote out a text, but it wasn't as good as that I just said. So. Okay. Jeez. What?
I think the fish farted.
Farted? The fish farted? Babe, can you come up here and help me write this?
I can't hear you.
Can you come up here and help me write this?
What?
Can you come up here? Can you come up here and help me write this, please?
What are you writing?
My the response to mom?
I thought you wrote it.
No. Because I'm stuck in the cycle of, like, no matter what I write, it's gonna fucking slip out. Like, she's gonna just move around it. And it doesn't matter. And I honestly feel like just not even fucking responding.
No.
But, like, maybe I should just not respond. Just fucking...
Revisit it tomorrow. If you even feel
No,
like
but I don't even want...
You even feel
I'm
like
really
it.
coming to the point where I'm just low contacting them for, like, a few months.
I mean,
Basically. And...
she thought about what she was going to write before she wrote it.
That's right. Yeah. And she, yeah. I just... Okay, wait. I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, like what I wrote here, I have a wall here, but most of it I'm not going to send. I'm just going to delete most of it. Because I was kind of reattempts.
Just delete it. Don't... Let it go. If you're not going to send it, just delete it. I think either way you should delete it. Even if you end up sending something later.
Let me just read you what I have.
Okay.
I feel like your response disregards the part where I wrote that I'm not comfortable engaging with him, and then asks me to sympathize and engage with him after doing something that shows he isn't reliably respecting my or others' boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't want to engage with you about this further right now. I hope you have a productive conversation with Xander about personal boundaries and
Threatening violence online.
threatening violence online. Yeah, that works.
Because it ends up feeding into, the exact same thing that was happening in October. Is the fear of violence.
Yeah.
That was the biggest part of that.
Yeah. It escalated to violence, and she refused to take it seriously. And not only refused to take it seriously, but even didn't respect us and say,
even if there was because it's like he didn't hit anyone, but he was physically menacing.
Oh, he's physically menacing and screaming violently.
Right.
Like, we can't live in our house if we have to... Either of us have to feel guarded about whether or not it actually touches us.
Yeah.
Like, and we told them about the dog. It wasn't going to work if he was going to be screaming. Yeah. And they already understood that. And then Mom acts like, oh, you knew what you were getting into. No, we told you it wasn't going to work if he behaved that way.
But that is a legit issue.
Yeah. That was a deal breaker. Yeah. If for nothing else because of the dog. Okay, I hope you and Dad have a perfect conversation with him about personal boundaries. And I mean, like, yeah. I mean, the really sad thing is like in the eyes of my mother. I'm not sure. Maybe she doesn't even. She may struggle to even differentiate the difference between what he did and transparentZak to a certain degree. Like, if I had actually threatened violence online to anybody at any point, whether it was last January or now, I would be fucked. Like, the. If I had actually sent. Oh, fuck, goddamn.
Did you send it?
I just made a mistake with the phone. Done. Okay. God damn it. I can't, actually select a lot of stuff at the same time. Come on.
You just put my hand in your mouth. The Warriors are not playing.
Okay. I know this might be disappointing, but I don't know if I feel like watching Lord of the Rings.
It's fine. Because we would have to watch the extended version, and it is like a 4-hour affair.
Oh no, that would not work. No. No. Yeah, I mean, I know Mom comprehends the mind games and realizes it's not going to fucking work anymore. Or I'm just not going to fucking. I'm not going to engage with it. I'm not going to fucking do the chess moves.
He's got a tummy full of kibble and is ready to mingle.
Yeah, you guys lick your, smell your empty ball sack?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just gurgle at them.
Yeah, you just gurgle.
You know, and she's a smart woman. She'll hopefully she'll figure it out eventually, where she'll just sit in a continual stance of condescension.
Okay, now I really need this to be fixed because I was scrolling.
I need it to be fixed too. I know.
No, movie butt.
Okay.
And fix. Oh, on that side.
Does it need to get pulled from over there? Like more slack needs to come over this way. I tried fixing it last night.
Was I laying
And
on
it's
it?
too tight. Yeah, you were laying on it.
That's why. Even Cub's fat button may need to get off.
Come, get off.
Well, might.
Off.
No, don't tell me get off yet.
Yes.
Come in.
Yes, get off. I really may just need a mug of whiskey and to watch Hell on Wheels.
You don't wanna. Well, no, actually, I don't want to. Never mind.
You don't want to watch Hell on Wheels?
I was gonna say. No, don't get on yet. I need to fix it.
It's serious. What are you gonna say?
I don't know. I cleaned the toilet.
Babe, I'm
What?
not working tomorrow, okay? I can clean the toilet tomorrow.
I already did.
Oh, you said you cleaned the toilet.
Yeah. Actually, I just put in the seat. I just cleaned it.
Okay. Great.
Come on, sit. Huh? Well, you don't have to if you don't want to. Let's get some food. And your whiskey and watch Hell on Wheels.
Fucking 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds and family.
Oh.
Don't mess up the chair.
Oh.
I mean, geez, this stove go down. I want to swear right now. I'm sorry. I really needed to do that to the 10-year-olds. But you're being really loud. Like your barks at least sound really loud right now to me.
It's okay, Kobe.
No, it's not okay.
Because I need to fight.
No, it's not okay.
Fine. Nervous and correct. But you did the piece word. You were going to read it out. Yeah.
Just while we're down here.
Yeah, it was really. So with the fan off, right? The fan keeps it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got really cold
I call it cold upstairs.
down here.
Down here, yes. Did you turn the fan speed up?
No, it was off.
Oh, okay. You probably had the middle button.
I didn't know what time to do.
Okay. Is Winston hiding in the grasses, floating above?
I haven't noticed.
So,
Doesn't mean he's not, but yeah. He's still trying to get back. I've noticed him back in the behind the thing, behind the yeah,
the cactus.
yeah.
I made one decent fuck up in school today. It's the reason I was substituting. The regular teacher was there,
Oh.
but it was her job to give the students an individualized reading assessment. And so they're all getting pulled out of the room one by one throughout the day. And at one point, and she was giving to other students outside the class too. I think at one point, like, the marks for the students on a sheet were brought into the room. And during the chaos of the post-mathematics session, they're actually pretty good for math. That was probably the point of the day where they, like, I had the best mix of behavior and, you know, their performance was good.
Yeah.
And it was the one part of the day where I felt like, as I was, like, working individually with kids, that they're, like, learning.
Yeah.
And they're, like, getting it, you know?
Yeah.
And that was awesome. You know, like, they actually learned how to read an XY graph and plot the graph properly and stuff, yeah. You know, like a one-to-one incline
Yeah.
trend, right? You know,
Slope.
the most basic trend ever.
Slope.
Slope, yeah, one-to-one slope. Okay, in my defense, I don't think slope was a term that was taught or used in the booklet. That's reaction, no slope. Okay. So anyway, yeah, in the chaos of the book getting moved from that, like, you know, like the projector,
Oh, yeah.
the mark sheet was right underneath the book. And so when it got moved,
They could see your scores.
they could see their scores. And it got left there for, I don't know how long. I only noticed it was there. I mean, it must have been, like, probably 15 or 20 minutes or something like
Oh,
that.
that's a really long time.
Yeah. Because that's how freaking chaotic the environment is.
Yeah.
Like, that entire 15, 20 minutes was all classroom management.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
but it's
all,
like, did you
literally,
know-
I was in the middle of the floor of the room.
Right.
You know,
But it's
like, going
it's
from
like,
table to
did
table.
You put it there? The scores there?
No, it was placed there.
Yeah. So it's like you didn't realize they were there, or knew
Yeah,
they were there.
I don't think it was necessarily my fault, but like,
Yeah.
it was just another, like, piece of paper
Right.
that was on the podium thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think when it was put on the podium, I looked at it and it looked like it was, you know, I didn't understand what kind of scoring sheet it was, but I
Yeah.
knew it was a scoring sheet.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's, you know,
Well, it's like that happens.
yeah,
They
And-
talk about it, like.
yeah. And I realized it was there because a couple of students behind my back went up to the podium to go look at it. And that's when I realized, okay, I need this thing's get moved.
What is your problem? Why don't you want to walk?
No, babe.
Huh?
No. But really, I just don't want to move.
Okay.
I don't even.
I assume you already walked in school.
Yeah.
I mean, like the instructions, like we had these sheets that they were definitions worksheets. And they were all diplomacy related definitions. So they were like allies, embargo, dispute, annex. And there are 3 columns, and 1 box for each word. There was predict the definition of the word, define the word, and then write the sentence with the word being used. And I explained all of this. I explained it several times out loud to the class. And as soon as I explained this very clearly and deliberately, hands start going up. What are we supposed to do?
Well,
That was the hardest part of the day.
I mean,
Because it just kept happening.
it's like that even happens in a college classroom, though. Like, the thing that would just infuriate me.
Well, they wouldn't even remember the first thing they were supposed to do.
Well, no, but like, okay, what would infuriate me is the professor would say, "This is the type of test we're doing.
Yeah.
Go through the syllabus, blah blah blah. First question. Is there multiple choice in the test?
He would
Literally
just
just
told
told
you
you.
what type of test it was.
Literally just told you. 30 seconds apart.
Yeah.
Drove me nuts.
No, I know.
Because especially like that kind of stuff doesn't matter. You still gotta know it. Type of test shouldn't matter.
Well, that okay. So like at one point when the principal was in the room,
Yeah.
one of the girls put up her hand, and the principal was really like strong and awesome about straight up being like, no, put down your hand right now because you're not listening. Your hand is up, that means you're not listening, that means you're thinking about yourself. And straight up, I was like, whoa, yes, like nailed it.
Yeah.
That's it, and that's exactly what's happening.
Well, and that's
Is they get, and it's not just these children in particular, but it was just such like a human dynamic thing to say that no, yeah, when your hand is up, you're stuck in like, okay, this is the thing I need us, this is the thing I need us, this is the thing I need us, and there's no situational awareness at all really going on there.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's what
I need a result.
I was doing that yesterday though, because it's like we're doing our field notes, and like there were our it's like let's say like 2 minutes to take notes about what we see in the classroom around us.
Yeah.
And I could see which kids were writing, which were not, and Meryl was writing stuff on the projector. And so I was just kind of like talking what I was noticing. I was giving examples basically the whole time. And at one point it was like, some people are working really nice and well, and I can definitely notice there are some students who are not working and who are talking. And one kid just like under his breath, but like kind of loudly was like, Heidi's talking. And so I just repeated back, and Heidi is talking, and just kind of like, obviously, like, I don't know anybody's names, so I can't call anybody out,
Right.
but, I can be like, oh, this team over here, everybody looks like they're doing well, shit like that.
Yeah.
And just, I could feel them, like, every time they started to, like, really get out of hand, just being like, okay, I really would appreciate if you guys would stop talking and listen to me, because I'm here for you. And
Oh, they actually quieted down for that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And you were saying like a normal voice.
Yeah. But the entire
That's
time,
awesome.
whenever I was chastising them,
Then
like,
they're good students.
it was always in a
Those
normal
are really good
voice.
students, though.
Yeah, it was. I had to say it 3 or 4 times, but
Yeah, but if with like a normal tone of voice, if you're just like conversational, like okay, like can everyone quiet down right now? I'm not feeling listened to. I'm feeling a little disrespected. And you could just say it in a normal conversational way, and they hear it and acknowledge it, then good. That's they're good elementary
Yeah.
schoolers. Yeah.
Yeah, Meryl did have to step in a couple times and take away points and give points.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, I do think it literally has to, it's a problem with, like, we need to educate really young children how to be present and just be just be in the situation that they're in. And I can see how much stress they feel, you know, because they're just constantly. I mean, it really, you know, looking back on it for myself and seeing with them, it's like an engine that never gets turned off,
Yeah.
and so it's just always overheating. It can never cool down, and you need to be able to turn the car off. You need to be able to, or at least not be pressing on the gas all the time,
Just let it go.
and just let it idle. No, thanks for listening to me.
Huh?
So thanks for listening to me.
Because I didn't hear you the first time you said that. I mean, in my defense, you mumbled, so.
Yeah. Oh, I was done with it today. I did end up like actually getting, like, shouting, like actually yelling. I mean, there was one point that one of the boys stood up on a chair and was walking over the chair. I yelled at him. That's when it finally. That was after lunch, you know, and that class stopped right then and there, and everybody got quiet. And the second time, I felt like I had to do it. It was with a table of students who I was directly addressing them, and this is something that just like happened multiple times throughout the day with students. When I'm addressing them, they would not acknowledge me and ignore me, and that's level 4 out of level 5. Like there really is nothing you can do worse to a teacher than to actively ignore them while they're addressing you. And so I raised my voice, and the rest of the class got quiet, and one student yelled, "Triggered!"
Saying that you were triggered?
Yes. So who said that? Okay, we just ascertained who said this. And like while the whole class was watching, I kneeled down in front of this kid and got eye level with him, and talked down to him about this. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say talk down to him. I don't necessarily. I literally physically leveled with him.
Yeah.
And I wasn't yelling in his face, but I was speaking clearly. And I don't remember exactly what I was saying, but like, it was along the lines of, you know, it was along the lines of respect and disrespect, and that when we're disrespecting each other, nothing good is happening. Right? You know, when we are respecting each other, and not only it's not even just about respect between us, right? It's about respect between you and everybody else, and in this room and in the wider world. And when we are respectful towards each other, we can have fun. We can make money, we can, you know, accomplish the goals and dreams, and blah blah blah. And he didn't talk back after that, so I let him go. You know, and I asked the class, like, okay, like when I'm loud like this, when I'm you know, when I'm on the level of even yelling a bit, you know, are we having fun? No. Does it feel kind of frustrating? Yeah. Then, you know, blah blah blah. I don't even know if that was necessarily. I mean, and by that point, you know, so many of the boys had
Already departed.
already went to the office on referral. And according to the principal, like she said, we're doing parent teacher conferences because of what happened today.
Wow.
Like we're gonna meet and we're gonna, you know, and yeah, I mean, according to the school staff, they said, and they told the students this. The principal said to the students, you realize that there are substitute teachers, there are a lot of substitute teachers who do not sub for this class because of how disrespectful it is. And when I call the list of subs and try to find a sub for this class, most of them tell me, no thanks, I'm not available that day. Yeah, it was pretty, yeah.
Would you come back to them?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd do it again. Yeah, I'd totally do it again. I learned a lot of their names, and you know, and I think like even like I think if I really focused on that school and made myself a known quantity to the students, like, you know, I mean, like the students from last time, like they were recognizing me, and they said my name, they knew me as Mr. Ware, and so I think, like, yeah, if I keep doing it, then. You know, it's like, I don't think like even the troublemaking students, like they don't want to have me substituting for their class and thinking they're bad students. They know what their regular teachers thinking about them. They'll still act out. They'll still, you know, like, you know, do things that are inappropriate, but they won't. I'm clearly still stressed out about it.
Well, we could put on Netflix and you watch your wheels thing.
Go watch that.
We could find a dinosaur program. There's a new blue planet which I haven't watched.
We need to talk with Meryl about how she goes from school to Preston. How do you do that? Please tell me minute by minute what your play is.
What your decompression strategy
after
is.
after from the moment your class is dismissed to the moment you walk in the gym, please tell me what you do.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she has like extra responsibilities, but I rarely see her at the 4:30 class. And
she teaches in Richmond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's at Verity.
That word.
Verity?
Verity. Is that a charter school?
It's right by Annie's.
Oh, okay. Okay. You think it's a regular public school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like Birdie Elementary.
Okay.
It's called.
Okay, I have heard it.
It's over a bridge over Wildcat Creek.
And oh, looks like we had classes for like now, like 3:30, and
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, even with extra duties, like, unless you're doing like, unless she's doing some planning for herself. Like,
Yeah, I know that she takes like all day Sunday, but really then we're doing like half a day Sunday to try to plan like through the week. But you know, I have to do other things. Throughout the week.
well, now that I've seen the inside, yeah, I can see how you can plan a leave development your education on that day. You can't get too much.
I was
Not
really,
much happens.
I was really surprised that I actually finished. Everything that I wanted to get
Even
through
though I didn't
in
hear your
45
presentation,
minutes.
I was surprised too. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was actually
So
kind of
okay, you're
incredible.
gonna do a presentation and have me do something. Okay,
It was pretty incredible because, yeah, presentation and 2 activities.
that's insane.
Exactly. It was like done drawing, and they were like, you know, wanting to like ask questions and shit, and it was 2:30 exactly. I was like, fuck yeah. I wasn't even trying to manage the clock. Like, I mean, I think I looked up at like 2:15. It was like, okay, I'm good.
Okay, well maybe you'll end up being an electricity teacher.
I don't know about that.
And
Because I would just have absolutely zero patience for any of the.
no, if you actually had to do the classroom management part, not willing to do that.
No, I don't want to deal with that.
I mean, it's like I almost like it's funny. I can almost see like why my father like started teaching at the alternative school.
Yeah.
Because like I would take a class of 4 to 6 students instead of 25 to jump up.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because you know them being disrespectful itself, it actually doesn't really bother me. Like it's that I can't. The class is so big
Yeah.
that I can't really control it.
Right.
And like, you know,
And it's
even
easy for one person to start something, and then it trickles throughout the entire thing.
as soon as my back turns, shit's happening. As soon as it turns. And and I mean the lesson that I keep on learning and I haven't been aggressive enough like is like I've been doing I checked in with the woman at the front office about this before leaving. Basically being like, okay, I realize that basically like the first time one of them does something they really know they shouldn't be doing, I should send them to the teacher next door.
Yes.
She's like, no, like, okay, I'm gonna dump my system. You know, I'm not gonna do this system.
Yeah, because you're the sub. Like, you know, if one of them feels like they can get away with one thing, then they're all just gonna, you know, with like a teacher that like, you know, they have to deal with every day, like a warning might actually be effective.
Right.
But a sub is not effective.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, if you needed to get a warning for this, too fucking bad. Just go see the other teacher. You can deal with it.
Yeah.
You know. And it ends up being that like you know, I would then jump on students every now and then for stuff that I shouldn't have jumped on them about. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I end up like, you know, like I get so sensitive to um, like this or that like movement or activity that might be going on, like behind me or in the periphery or something like that, and it was not that big of a deal. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's like, it's kind of confusing, honestly. It's like they should always raise their hand for permission to get out of the seat for any reason. But then, like, if we're like transitioning activity, I don't know how to put it.
I mean, I can imagine that it's just a immense cluster at all times. It's really all I need. And I saw it yesterday. Like, I got there a little early, maybe 5 minutes before the activity, whatever activity they were doing ended. And just watching her transition from whatever that was to me. And there were students coming in from another class that were in her class that were coming from some other activity and vice versa, and just like,
oh, that shit's some crazy shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That there's like student movement throughout the school is constantly happening.
Yeah.
Little flows of migration and shit, and yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah. It all harkens back to it's like I don't recall my fifth grade class being that chaotic.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all being the case of mine either.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember. I think my first grade class was probably pretty chaotic. I don't remember my second grade class being that way.
Yeah.
Or my third grade, fourth grade. I feel like I have good memories of those classes, and I don't remember them being all over the place. And,
Although I do remember my fifth grade teacher trying to explain to us the difference between Democrats and Republicans, and she told us that Democrats always want more taxes. I went home and I told my mother this, and she was very upset. And did not like her after that.
Did she complain?
I don't know what she did. But I do know that she came from a very well-to-do family.
Wonderful.
That probably did not appreciate the thought of higher taxes.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, because if as children you're smart enough, you could be smart ass to that. You'd be like, good. Better hang those rich people too.
Right.
Something like that.
But I remember coming home and I was just like, wait, Mom, like, aren't we Democrats? Like, why do we want more taxes? And my mom was pissed.
Democrats want to raise taxes, socialists want to take it all, and communists want your head too.
And your firstborn child.
And then, no, the fascists want your firstborn
Oh,
child.
okay, excuse me.
Yeah, and then your second born, and then your third born. In case there are any other thing like those as well. Yeah. I did to define annexation to see if it would get their attention. I was making examples of different terms, right? So for like embargo, I wrote the United States and Mexico on the board. And I said, okay, trade between the two. And the United States would stop trade from Mexico. That's like embargo. And I didn't know if they were diplomacy term or which one. And then there was annexation, which is a much more difficult concept of that. And so to see if it grabbed their attention, I was like, Nazi Germany in 1936 annexed the state of, moved to Austria and drew Germany and Austria over. And I was hopeful for a second because this one boy who was being was low on the list for much of the class. He clearly got excited about it.
Yeah.
He was interested, and but he couldn't. He was just blurting out. He wasn't like raising his hand and stuff like that. Is like that. That makes it hard to try to regulate. Like,
speaking of annexation, in my shower today, I was focused on then the area around the Black Sea, so Georgia and all of that.
oh yes, the Russian Federation's recent conquest.
Right.
Yeah. I was telling the teachers at lunch that the moment in class that it was hardest to keep the students seated was when we did this activity where we were drawing the new back face of the quarter. It was the current back face of the quarter is the bald eagle.
Right.
And so
Is it a new one?
So no. It was telling the story of Ben Franklin wanting the turkey to be the national bird, and why Ben Franklin wanted the turkey to be the national bird. And it had the reasoning of like Ben Franklin thought that the eagle was not virtuous because the eagle would often steal the food of other birds.
Yeah.
Or if like a bird got a fish out of the water and tried to bring it back to its nest to feed its babies, the bald eagle would swoop in and steal the fish. Wouldn't you want to know that I comprehended the story? You know, would you like to be proud of me for a second?
I'm so proud
instead of wow. In one ear and out the other.
Biology.
She makes it about herself immediately, of course. No. So whereas Ben Franklin thought that the turkey was very virtuous because the wild turkey's territoriality led them to chase redcoats off of farms. I've never heard of this story. I was like, wow, seriously? That's why he loved turkeys?
Really funny.
That's amazing. That is awesome.
I enjoyed that.
And so we got to draw as if a turkey was on the back of the quarter.
Cool.
And
so instead of having a fake eagle call that's actually a red-tailed cock all over like basketball or football games on the telecast, it would be a.
we really were that close. And that would have been amazing. I think that would have been amazing to have national Burby turkey. We would probably never had turkeys for Thanksgiving, or maybe we would still have turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Well, the issue though was that turkeys though are only native to the East Coast.
Oh, but they're out here anyway.
Well, because people brought them out here for hunting.
Yes.
And then they escaped.
Escaped. Well, if we wanted them to hunt, then wouldn't we intentionally
They would have
let them
on,
escape?
Turkey farms and stuff.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, of course they would escape from that because they can fucking fly.
Well, not that well.
They can fly to like the top of a tree.
I mean, they can, but then that's it. Like they can fly like 30 feet up, but then they're done for a while.
For a while.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's like a really big power clean for them.
Yeah,
like,
basically. It's PR every day.
It's a PR every day.
No, because like the breast meat is all white, so there isn't much of blood flow. So it doesn't
Oh, I see. Okay, they really have to charge that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The same with possums are not native to the West Coast.
Can I finish telling you the story real quick? So the other teachers in the teacher lounge they actually seemed pleased, because at first I was like treating it as kind of the thing that I was struggling with, rather than like a cute blessing. They thought it was a cute blessing that for this activity I was having a challenge with keeping the students in their seats because they wanted to walk it up to the front of the room and show me their drawing. And they're like, oh, that's actually that's wonderful that it's like, okay. By that time of the day,
Right.
it was.
Yeah, so possums are not
Yes,
native.
possums are not native.
No, they're native to the East Coast, but not the West Coast.
Yes.
Turkeys, red foxes,
Okay.
There's a Sierra Nevada red fox, but it's only in like one population, and all the other foxes that are red foxes are non-native from the East Coast.
Yes.
And there was one other one that I remember being really surprised about.
Babe, can you tell me like a cool history story that relates to a bird? Because that'll really engage my attention if you have something as baller as the Ben Franklin story.
I don't know. That was pretty great. No, redcoats. Hold on. I've already told you my best one.
What was your best one again?
About how European starlings got started.
Yeah. You need to learn more history. More bird history.
I know some good
so I can
natural
have
history,
you come to my
I don't know how it relates to like human history.
I need you to come and volunteer to present bird history at my elementary school class.
I mean, I can give you
Once
bird
I have it
natural
going
history
on.
all day long.
But I don't care. It's just like learning
Okay, what
about
about
their
this?
evolutionary
This might catch
features
your
and
interest.
stuff.
There's something called the Mafia hypothesis.
The mafia hypothesis?
Yes. So the brown-headed cowbird
Okay.
will exhibits obligate nest parasitism.
What does
So
that mean?
That means that, I will explain, that it will lay its eggs in nests of other birds. It will not actually have its own nest. And it's outrageous. Like, they're a large bird. Like, they're the size of, like, maybe like a blackbird. And they'll lay it in the nest of some, like, itty-bitty, like, warbler or sparrow or something. And so the chicks are, like, 12 times as big as the other
my
chicks.
God.
Like, it's stupid.
But the warbler will still take care of this big
The
bird.
bird will still take care of this big bird.
Oh my god.
And
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. And so people are like, why the fuck are they doing that? Like, they can obviously see the difference, And the mafia hypothesis is, and there is evidence for this, is that the
warblers are afraid, like it's extortion. Like they'll get birdinated.
It's better than that. The cowbird will periodically check on the various nests that it's laid its eggs in, and if a bird has stopped feeding its chick, or like sometimes because why don't you just dump its egg out,
right.
and get rid of it. If they notice that that's happened, they'll then dump all the other birds' eggs out or chicks out. So there's the threat then of that occurring. So it's better than for the other bird to just take care of this thing and have maybe not all of its chicks survive, but at least some of them do.
Oh my god.
That just get rid of this one.
That's insane. The mafia hypothesis, indeed.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super cool.
But it's not like is that like widely adopted theory, or is it just like pretty well substantiated?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's like widely adopted theory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that found in any other birds?
Obligate parasitism is not very common.
Yeah.
Because it's just not.
Yeah.
There is conspecific brood parasitism. And so I actually, wood ducks then do that, and a lot of other cavity nesting ducks will as well, where they'll lay eggs so conspecific, they'll lay eggs in the nest of another female of the same species.
Oh, okay.
Okay. With wood ducks, though, at least, it can get pretty outrageous, where there will be one female tending a nest with 60 eggs.
No way. So it's not possible. How do all those chicks survive?
They don't.
They don't. Yeah.
No. But you
Well,
also,
the wood ducks just fucking nut up and just take care of their own fucking eggs.
well, that's the thing, is that they will. They'll have their own nest.
Yeah.
Where they will lay about 13 is considered about a natural, no
That's a lot of
parasitism.
eggs.
That's normal for
For ducks.
Yeah. But then they'll also lay some eggs and a couple other
Just in
nearby
case.
nests. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they've done genetic studies then where there will be a female with a bunch of chicks behind her.
Yeah.
None of them are hers. And genetically belong to
All these other female
at
ducks.
least 4 or 5 different females.
Wow. Mafia hypothesis.
This one isn't quite mafia hypothesis.
Yeah, but that both so.
But,
Yeah.
and there is an evolutionary advantage to it because,
Well, it's game theory.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
you're taking care of your chicks, but if you lay just one or two in somebody else's,
Yeah. Yeah, that is a significantly higher chance of
Yeah,
survival.
and they do find
propagation.
that there is a correlation between the age of the bird and doing it. So, like young birds won't do it, but older birds
We'll do it.
that are more experienced will do it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
So it's a learned trait.
yeah, because
I'm
not
pointing at
everybody,
you, Cub.
not everybody does it necessarily.
Pointing at you, Mr. Learned Traits, Learned Behaviors. Groovy. It's like how much is instinct and how much is nurture. That's the real question.
All the good stuff is nurtured.
Oh my god. That is not true. That's false. Wow.
I was really upset, and so got to come to the chiropractor with me.
No, really.
Yeah.
I don't want you licking my hand.
Ooh, my back is starting to tingle.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Wait.
I think I'm ready to just start watching Hell on Wheels, and maybe do 2 episodes, and then go to sleep.
Okay. And you're not working tomorrow?
I'm not working tomorrow. I guess I need to eat some food.
Yeah.
Even though that sandwich was big, I should eat more. I didn't log my meals today.
Okay. I only logged half of mine yesterday.
I'm not going to win the weekly prize from Don.
Surprise?
Just there's a prize every week, and then there's a final prize.
You could log it today from yesterday.
I know. I think I'm just choosing to give up the prize for this week.
No.
And maybe, well, Don's an educator, so unless he's watching this right now, I can be clear that, like, if I show lower performance in the first week, and show, like, improvement in the second or third week, then it'll significantly improve my chances of winning the prize. I hope you're not watching, Don. Or Leslie, or Mauricio, or Becky, or anybody else who could tell on me.
I'll tell on you.
No, don't tell on me. Well, I guess you can, and you have proof.
Yeah, I got
You-
receipts.
She's got receipts. Okay, all
Because
right.
I'm having my check-in on Saturday.
Fuck. With Don.
Yeah.
transparentZak has lost again.
Well, as of right
Company's
now,
given to-
I intend on singing your praises. That it was really helpful this month knowing that Zachary was going to be joining me in my nutrition adventure, and it was really fun to help him set up the meal tracking and encourage me to actually get on my shit and try and track every day.
Does this mean I get a cone?
You get the proverbial cone.
I get a proverbial cone. I need a real cone. Cub, I need a cone. I need a little traffic cone to denote my good eggness.
I have a giant traffic cone in my car.
No, I don't want that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Those cones were the perfect thing. I love that cone system. That was super cool. That did it for me. Yeah. Little traffic cones
The
that
ground
would
is
go
cold.
on the. This is in a 4th grade class. There are little traffic cones that would go on the students' desks if they were being good eggs.
Are you still talking to me?
No, I'm talking. Okay, all right. I'm gonna say goodnight. This thing's. I'm gonna turn this thing off.